Hello. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Ginger, welcome. Kay. We are here. We are here. So let's ground into that right now. You can see my beautiful background. Yes. Hola, Marielle. Happy New Year. Welcome. Glad you're here. I'm not seeing all the people here. They're not all showing up for whatever reason. I want to tilt the computer so you can see the background. It'll hopefully, or maybe not. Maybe it's just getting hazy, but just a minute ago it was, you could see the ocean. Ah, look, do you see it? The blue coming in. There we go. I just need to get out of the way. Hi, Chantel. So what, that's even a great analogy. It's like when I'm in my head, when I'm in my lack and scarcity and ego and conditioned mindset, I can't see the reality that's here. When I get out of the way, reality appears. It's like, that's a cool little analogy there. It's true. It's like reality is here. When we get attached and identified with all the stuff here, we can't see what's actually here. You know, if you didn't know, if I didn't tell you, or you didn't already know, you would just think there was this like white, behind the trees was just like whatever, sky. But when I get out of the way, wow, it's blue, there's clouds, there's ocean, there's so much beauty. So the message, with our message today about, we're talking about money and abundance and lack and scarcity and conditioning. When we get fully identified with that, we miss the reality. Michael Singer talks about it. He talks about like this analogy, like say you go to a party and there's people and there's foods and there's music and there's laughter and there's maybe games or, and then there's a TV on in the corner. And say you go over, you sit down on the couch to talk to somebody, and then you just start noticing this TV screen. And suddenly you're so identified with what is on that TV screen, you get sucked into it, and then you don't even see the party around you anymore. And then the party's over, but you're so sucked into the happenings on the screen you don't even notice. And then finally a moment comes and you look around, oh my gosh, everything's gone, everything's disappeared. That screen we get sucked into is our thinking mind, the never-ending stream of thought. So, really powerful message that's coming through already. And if we want to apply it to our topic here today, which is I'm super excited and passionate about, when you think about your relationship with money, with abundance, with scarcity, with lack, you might have a story that's been going on since childhood, because that's where it all starts, and beyond into the ancestral lineage as well. It's very compelling, but it's not reality. So, hi Tony, hi Marie. Glad to see you, Chantel, Argy. I am in Thailand, Chantel. I left Bali a few months ago. So I am here now. So if you are new to me, please say hello. If you care to be welcomed, you can not say a word, and that's fine too. Hi, Julia. But yeah, if you are new to me, I'll just briefly say hello. I'm a spiritual life coach and Reiki Master Teacher. I help people with this. I help people with looking at these mindsets and challenging them, and then creating something new. And that could be about anything in your life. Money, sugar, diet, relationship, self-worth, career. Hi, Deb. Because literally our thoughts, what power we give to them, then creates our reality. And it's not real, you know. We create our reality with our thoughts. We decide how it's going to be. So if you think about 2024 and you think about your finances, your money, what's possible, notice how you're thinking about it. Are you thinking that it's something outside of you? Are you thinking that something outside of you holds the power and that you're like powerless over your circumstances? Is that anywhere for you in your mind? Because the biggest shift you can make is to realize it's up to you. If you want more financial freedom and abundance, it's not about a happening that's outside of your control, outside of you. It is within your control and your power. It's your choice. And the topic here is money, and also, you can apply that to whatever it is. So before we get deeper, if I even just tilt my head, I wonder if I can fix that somehow. Anyway, it's all good. Yeah, follow me here on Insight Timer. I would love your support and a follow. If you care to give a donation, it's appreciated. Much thanks and love as always to Insight Timer, to all of you. And I want to share a personal story that ties into what we're doing here. And it just happened. So I scheduled a couple live streams. This one, and There's Nothing Wrong with You, which is Friday morning in the Western Hemisphere. And please join into that. We're doing a meditative book listening study on the book There's Nothing Wrong with You, Going Beyond Self-Hate. So if you have self-loathing, self-worth issues, even the money piece is tied to that, because everything's tied to that. Join in for that. I can send you a copy of the PDF of the book, There's Nothing Wrong with You. Send me a message. So I had scheduled these, and then I got up today and I noticed in my Insight Timer my live events were gone. This one was gone that we're on right now. Hi, Deborah. And my nothing wrong with you was gone. And I was like, okay. So my mind made up this worst case scenario about it. That for some reason that they had like canceled my profile. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Oh my gosh. There was a huge fear moment. Because in the way that I work with people and clients, I work in a way where I build connection. And this is one of my favorite places, if not my favorite place to build connection. And if you are into human design, I'm a projector. And what that means is that I share a message and I share, truth, inspiration, wisdom. I share vulnerably. I share myself. I mean, all the stuff that I do, which is perfect for being a projector. And that then, if somebody responds or is drawn to me and my message, then they reach out. So this is, perfect for everything that I do. And I love it. And I love you. And I love Insight Timer. So when the lives were gone, the mind went to the absolute worst story, that this whole thing was just poof and gone. But the beauty of it was that then I immediately thought, okay, how am I going to work with this? How am I going to move forward if this part of my life is gone? And I immediately started thinking of, where else could I go live? Where else could I build a community? And it was this moment where I had a recognition. I carry this wherever I go. And this is what I want you to hear for yourself. If you identify as somebody that, struggles around money and feels like it's something being, outside of you, I had this awareness that was like, I create this, so I can just create it again. Yeah, it would be a challenge, but it's about me and who I am and what I create. It's not about, something outside of me changed or ended or finished. So that's it, I'm done. I've got to throw in the towel or stop or whatever. So do you see that distinction? So before our live here in preparation, I drew a card from a new deck that I want to bring in called Work Your Light Oracle Cards. And so I just drew a card of like, what is the energy that would help all of you in your relationship with abundance and money and mindset. Or like what's coming, what's advice. So we got awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Who wants an awakening around their money story and their relationship with money? Who is tired of living paycheck to paycheck or living in fear? Or maybe you get the raise, or maybe you get the new job. And when you get it, you feel okay for a minute, but then it immediately goes away and the fear is replaced with something else. this is, I've had, you know, of course, this going on my whole life, as we all have, but I had a huge shift, and I'm going to share this. I know it's going to be helpful for you. And if you've heard it before, listen as if you've never heard it before, my story. So last summer, I received a gift, a large monetary gift, just, out of nowhere, absolute nowhere. And I'll just never forget this experience. It was kind of like in my life, like before that moment and after, as far as my awareness around money, it was definitely an awakening, because I received this. It was like winning the lottery, but not even knowing that you entered to win. I received this gift, and I was just like blown away, in gratitude, bowled over for maybe 5 minutes before the conditioning came in. The lack and scarcity came in, where it was like, I thought an amount of money would be the cure to this feeling inside. And I received an amount of money. That was just kind of like my mindset. And then I received an amount of money. It quelled that feeling for about 5 minutes. And then it was back. And then it was like, oh, but it's not enough. But yes, you can pay off your credit card debt, but it's not enough, because then a whole other laundry list appeared. So Ginger and Marielle are ready to move forward and on from this money story. Has anyone had the experience I'm describing, where you finally like get an amount that your mind, has just made up, and then you see it's not the answer. It's never enough. So that's the deep underlying belief. And if say it was $1 million, say whatever, like some huge amount, I guarantee you, if you don't heal what's underneath at the root of all of this, if you did become a billionaire, let's just say, your mind would just use that same structure to attach to something else. It's the same when I work with people on sugar addiction. If somebody's main motivation is they just want to lose weight, when they lose the weight, they're still not happy because they didn't deal with the underlying issue. So who is this resonating for? What are you hearing in this for yourself? So the card at the bottom of the deck. So the good news is, if you're ready, the awakening is here for you. What it requires from you is your decision. This is your choice. An energetic upgrade is available. It's always available, and especially available around this right now for you. The person you've been up until this moment has created the financial scenario that you have. In order for you to create new results in your life monetarily, it requires that you create a new state of being. An awakening, a transformation, an energetic upgrade, an integration of everything in your life up until now. Everything you've learned. It's time to put it into action. Are you ready? The bottom of the deck is a message for you as well. Protection. So what this symbolizes, I don't like the word protection, but the symbolism of this is that you get to start noticing your thoughts about money, everything about finances and money. You get to start noticing. It says protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So we're going to do some ancestral clearing at the end that will help with anything in the lineage. And please also, I'll mention now, my premium track here on Insight Timer called Comprehensive Abundance Prayer. It's an ancestral clearing prayer specifically for abundance. So if you're up for this and ready for this, if you are ready to create a transformation and an awakening for yourself around your money, you can listen to that, every day, multiple times a day. But the invitation is also for you to realize you are not a victim to your circumstances. How many of you with your money story have just thought you were a victim to things outside of yourself, especially as it relates to money? I had it. I totally had it. And I have experienced, huge monetary upgrades because I transformed myself. We have a set point. How many of you have noticed, have you had a set point in your bank account where if you go over an amount, you kind of just spend back to it, or you can kind of reach a ceiling? Who all can relate to that? Anyone? You don't, okay. What I noticed in my earlier years was that I lived paycheck to paycheck. And that really I had nothing left in between. And over the past, now that was quite a long time ago, but when I started deeper into my spiritual journey, I've seen my bank account set point is so much higher than it used to be. But what this is going to require from you is a commitment of you're going to get out of your comfort zone, because your comfort zone will continue to create the bank account balance and the results that you have. It's going to require of you that you do things differently. No matter what your scenario, if you are an employee, if you're a boss, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. So I want you to write down, and I've shared this before, I am going to be uncomfortable. The discomfort and fear, if you think about taking an action and you feel fear or discomfort, that's not the signal to not do it, it's the signal to do it. So this requires a whole shift in your mindset and perception. If you think about taking some action, whatever it may be, and you're like, oh my God, like, or you feel a fear come up inside, that is actually your signal to take that action. So, what actions are you thinking about? It might be to give your 2 weeks notice. It might be to ask for a raise. It might be to set a boundary at your work to where you're like, I'm not going to be doing these tasks anymore unless I'm compensated for it. Or, some sort of boundary in that sense. If you're a business owner, it might be hiring a business coach, or, um, you know, networking in a way that feels scary. So there's some 3 books that I want to tell you about that have really impacted me. And I'm going to share some practices with you. So the first book is called Overcoming Underearning by Barbara Stanny. So if you identify as an under-earner, and most of the time, like, you don't even need to know what the details of that means, like, under-earner. It's pretty, like, self-explanatory in the words. That book, if you apply it, right, it's not just about buying it and reading it, it's about actually doing every single thing it says in that book. I'm going to be offering a program where we're going to be going through this book in 8 weeks in March. So if you want to have a conversation about the details about it, we could see if we're a good fit for you to be a part of it. Send me a message. And regardless, you just getting that book and doing it on your own and following through can really impact you in your financial life. The next book is called Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And I'm going to share a couple, let me think. Yeah, there was 2 practices from this book that I have implemented. Or no, it's 1 practice with 2 parts. So we don't just want to, like, put shit on top of, or no, we don't want to put like, we want to clear and clean away the shit. We don't just want to cover it up, right? And what I mean by that is all of your past stories about money, your past experiences, your childhood upbringing, the programming you received. We get to clear that out as we imprint new powerful beliefs about money on top. If you don't clean the stuff out and you put new on top, it's a mixed energy with mixed results. So this is a really powerful practice for you to do. Take just 20 minutes max. It might even just take 10. And write out, starting from your earliest memories, all of your memories around money and finances and jobs and anything around that. Memories, beliefs, things from your parents, caregivers, whatever, things you were told. Maybe you were told by a teacher, you'll never amount to anything, whatever. And then on and on and on. Anywhere where maybe you let people borrow money, they didn't pay you back, or you stole, or you borrowed and didn't pay back, or spending on credit cards, or making all of that stuff. And when you have that list, the practice is every day you do Ho'oponopono on each memory and each thought in that list. Which means, say, like I had one, it was a fight at the dinner table that me and my childhood innocence started because I said something that I knew would egg on my parents, and it started them into a horrible fight. So, I just wrote like a phrase like the fight, blah, 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 so I would know what it was. And then I would do the Ho'oponopono around that, and I would feel into it, see it just for a few seconds. And I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Or you can word the phrases however you want. Thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. And you do that with all of the memories. And then you keep them doing it until they lose their charge, their emotional charge, and you'll know. And then new ones will pop up. So you're cleaning and clearing out the subconscious as you do this. And then the list will get shorter and shorter. So you remove the ones once you're like, no, there's no charge with that anymore. Or you will have ones pop up you hadn't thought of in years. So doing that will help clear out the old stuff. And you can even take from this list, if you've written specific beliefs down, like there's never enough. And the second practice is that you flip those to the opposites. There's always plenty of money. So, is this helpful so far? Hi, Liz. Seeing some others join in. The third book is How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. And from this book, I've utilized and I teach the practices of affirming and glad giving. So we'll go over that briefly. So with what I just shared, you're clearing out the old stuff. This next practice is to help you, change your energy, change your mindset and vibration. So, you want to make 2 lists to do this. And Chantel, you can do that the Ho'oponopono. Is that what you mean? That I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you? Or the ancestral clearing? Okay. Yeah, so I had a list of like 30 memories. And so I would sit down once a day and I would just read the first one and then just, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. And just pause for a minute and then go to the next one. There's not a specific prescription. I hope it's not windy on the mic. Yeah, you can feel into it intuitively for yourself. Great question. Hola, Mark. So that's kind of the clearing out the old. Before we move forward, another thing that's really powerful that I'm finalizing and still working on is, and I've mentioned it before, my rapid transformational therapy recordings. I have two. One is for people who are employed, like in more of like a 9 to 5, or they're an employee, or in that sort of a structure. And then I have one for like coaches and entrepreneurs or therapists or people who are their own boss. And it's a really powerful hypnotherapy from Marissa Peer. And so please reach out to me if you want me to let you know when those are ready. Because they're not there yet. I'll just leave it there. Hi, Duchess. Oh, great. Yeah, there's so many layers to all of this, because money is just energy. It's just symbolic. It's just energy. And all of this comes from childhood and beyond. So, clearing out the old, bringing in the new. Bringing in the new, what I want you to do if you're going to do this, and this is from the There's Nothing Wrong with, or no, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. Is you make two lists. One list is of needs. So if you have credit card debt, or high interest loans, owe people money, if you have medical bills, or maybe you need medical treatment, or you need new tires on your car, things that are somewhat urgent, okay? Make a list of those. Those are pretty straightforward usually. Then make another list of your wants. So we could have a whole conversation or more about your wants, but I'm keeping it very concise here for time. You can get the book, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. It will tell you everything you need to know. But basically, you want to make a list of wants. What do you really want? Then you want to take those two lists and prioritize and combine. You're not going to keep all of them. So you want to have it be 10 things or less. And then you want to create affirmations based on these, and they're structured in a very specific way. So it's best if they come from you and your wording, because it's your mind and your conscious and subconscious. And also the book gives examples, but one of the ones I did take from the book is this one. So I'm sharing it to share the structure. So you say I, comma, and then your name, whatever name you feel most comfortable with for yourself. And then the affirmation. So I, Natalie, have solved all my money problems forever. So if it's, you have a $10,000 credit card bill, I, Natalie, have completely and totally, fully paid off the $10,000 credit card bill. That would be a need. If you want to create a new car, a new vacation, a new whatever, if it's more of a want. I mean, it could be anything. It could be a new position, like in your company, or a new job, or maybe you want to go to school and get a degree. I, Natalie, now hold my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. You don't want to make it super long, but you want to make it, enough. So you create 10 or less. And the practice is twice a day, and you write them out. Twice a day, first thing when you wake up, very first thing, and very last thing at night, because that's when the subconscious is open. You repeat these out loud. And as you repeat them, you feel into it. You can have a visual, like an image for each one. And then once a day, You write out one of them 10 to 20 times. It just takes you 5 minutes. I, Natalie, have solved all my money problems forever. You write it out. You can also play with writing it out from the second person and the third person, meaning you, Natalie, have solved all your money problems forever, or she, Natalie, has solved all her money problems forever. So the second practice from the book, and I love this. I just thrive on this, and it's so amazing. So that energy of doing what I just said is an attractor energy, a creation energy. The thing that this book talks about is it says we're addicted to money. And that's what I talked about earlier, where, when I received that huge gift, it was like a drug where I got a hit for a minute and then I just wanted more. So this book says we have an addiction to money. Can anyone relate to that? It's just like it's never enough. And it's an energy of addiction. And addiction energy repels. That's the nature of it, because it's so needy. So then you're just going to create more energy of need. So in order to break that, the book tells you to do this practice called glad giving. So you take a percentage of whatever is coming in next. You don't go back. You start from where you are now, whenever you choose to begin. Moving forward, you earmark 1 to 5%. So not a huge amount. You can start with 1%. If you bring in $1,000, that's $10. So it's very doable no matter what your income is. The book even says, even a homeless person can do this. If they beg and they get a $1 bill on the street, they give away a penny. So you can start with 1%, you can go 2, 3, 4, or 5%. But that's it. And with each of your future incomings, you automatically know that amount is going out. That helps to break this addiction to money. And it is so fun. It's been so much fun for me. So every time I receive, I calculate and figure out my glad giving amount. So even my Insight Timer donations, you can even know that part of that is going out. You can give however and to whoever you choose, whatever feels good. If it's an official charity, an organization, if it's an individual, it doesn't matter. The only thing I would say is don't let it get sticky to where, say it's, a boyfriend or a girlfriend that, you're wanting, you don't want to use it for manipulation is what I'm trying to say. You want it to be clean. You don't if your sister's always begging you for money, and maybe they're a drug addict, you don't want to glad give for that, right? So have it be clean, light. So that helps break that addiction. And now I love it. I want to be Oprah in the fact that look how much fun she's had giving. She's my favorite example. And there's all these YouTube people now. Have y'all seen? They just go around. They film it on their phones. They have a stack of bills, and they go to poor areas and they knock on doors and they see somebody sitting on the street and they go up and give them this money. It's amazing. It's so much fun. So that we've got to have a flow. Hi, June. Thank you for the donation. Hi, Gigi. So that's another practice that can help with releasing that energy of need and clinging to money. And there's lots more, But I want to give you these practices today as something you can hold on to and start, as well as these resources of these books. And I can also work, one-on-one with you if you want to reach out to have a coaching conversation. I do have 3 spots open for coaching right now. So don't forget to follow me here on Insight. You can read about me on my profile there. Join my group, Natalie's Healing Circle. By the way, I know we have our giveaway for those of you that were here last week, and I am going to put that down and remind myself to do that very soon. So if you joined the giveaway last week, make sure you're in my group, Natalie's Healing Circle, or there's no way I can communicate with you, or there's no way I'm guaranteed to be able to communicate with you if you won the giveaway for a free session with me. So, hi, Elizabeth. Great. So anybody want to share insights, questions? Oops. I want to get out. I also got this other new tarot deck, or it's not tarot. It's called the Karma deck, and it's really cool and fun. It's got a very specific way in which you use it, which I haven't. I've only done it once, but yeah, it's got houses, signs, and planets, and then it's got these phrases, and you like put them together. So actually, you may have been a recipient of a gift from me, in that I did reach out to some of you, and it was just, going on my impulse and intuition mainly. I shared a New Year's card message for some of you individually. If you'd like that, I'm happy to gift that. I'm feeling like in an energy of gifting and giving. So depending on how many of you want this, send me a private message. And I will draw a card, or it's probably just 1 or 2, but like a mini reading for you for 2024. So if you want that, it's just a gift, or not just, it's a gift for New Year for 2024. And I got these cool new decks. So I kind of, for some people, I used my normal ones. For some, I did the new, because I got these decks just in the past day or 2. So I'm happy to draw that. And if you have like a really specific question, I can do this like very specific process with these cards. So there's that. Thank you, Elizabeth. Happy New Year, Rose. So we're going to take the last few minutes to do some Reiki, specifically targeted around just healing around abundance, money, scarcity, lack, finances, all of that. And then let me make sure I'm going to pull it up that I can find. Actually, I'm going to play it. I will play it. I will play it from my phone. I'm going to play my premium track that's here on Insight Timer, the Comprehensive Abundance Prayer, which is about abundance. So that's the Ancestral Clearing. Let me make sure I can pull that up. Yeah. So I will do that to end our session today. Any questions, comments before we begin? Great. I love this topic. I'm so passionate about it. That's why I'm so excited to offer a group program in the new year, because having, and part of, if you do get the Overcoming Underearning book, one thing that it's really adamant about is that you don't do this alone. Because how many times have you broken your word to yourself? How many times have you said, like, oh, I'm going to do this, and you don't tell anybody, and then you just quietly never do it, or do it for a minute and stop? Which is really damaging to our self-worth, and our, when we break our word to ourselves, it's really damaging. So that's why having a life coach one-on-one, of course, is amazing for accountability and support, and also a group container in a group space. So the Overcoming Underearning book really talks about, you know, you creating community for yourself, and even go through the book process with somebody else. So that's my vision for this group program, is we're going to be doing that book and going through it together. Yeah, so get support however that looks for you. You're worth it. This is important. What would being wealthy do for you? What would, and not what wealthy, whatever that means for you, but what would have, like, having all your money problems solved forever, what would that do for you? For real? What difference would that make in your day-to-day life if you didn't worry about money, if your money problems were solved forever? That would make a huge difference in the quality of your life if you do identify as an under-earner or somebody that struggles with money. Yeah, peace. Hi, Kiana, Nikki, Nancy. There was an issue with the live. They took it down, and then they only put it back up like an hour before the live. So that's why you weren't notified. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like, why do you want this? Like, what is that? Yeah. And you can catch the replay if you missed it. So, yeah, you can ask me for that or whatever. Let's get into some Reiki and clearing for the last few minutes. So let's settle in, close the eyes, and as I said, this Reiki will be, you know, channeled with a specific intention around material, abundance, mindset, releasing scarcity and lack, energies, mindsets, beliefs, and bringing in opening to more abundance. And then we'll listen to the ancestral clearing prayer. And the Reiki will do whatever is needed for you specifically for your best and highest good. Feeling it really powerfully right now. Really delicious, really beautiful. And the message that's coming in from Spirit is just like, relax, take it easy, don't struggle, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. And when you notice any energies of worry coming up for you, it's your opportunity to work with your inner child and soothe them. And tell them everything's going to be okay. Because that's really what this is all about, is healing those deep old wounds. Beautiful. Ooh, it's 11:11 in Thailand. 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time. Perfect. So that's a definite sign. Like your abundance is coming. You have everything you need within you to create the wealth and abundance you desire. And I'm just feeling that so strongly for all of you here today, or if you're watching the replay. It's such a powerful message. It's like you're being told beyond doubt, you can do this, you can have abundance, you can have wealth, and the difference it's going to make in your life, and not just your life, but others too. So I'm going to play this, my premium track, the Powerful Abundance Prayer of Ancestral Clearing. So receive this and claim this.
Infinite Creator, all that you are.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that right? No. Hold on.
Infinite Creator.
Oh! I forgot. I have to pull it up in a different way. Well, maybe I get to release my attachment to playing this for you right now. And I just get to read it. Yeah, I think that's what gets to happen. Which is perfect. So, hold on just a minute while I pull this up. Okay. So relax, settle in, and take in the power of this ancestral clearing prayer. Offered by John Newton. What is appearing in your life is often a reflection of what you feel inside. Abundance may take many forms, but none of these is your source. This prayer is encoded with a direct connection to the Creator consciousness itself, which is our true source. As you hear this prayer, you connect to Source directly and begin clearing past burden, imprints, and beliefs, allowing more abundance to effortlessly flow into your life. Infinite Creator, all that you are, for me, for everyone hearing this message, hearing this prayer right now. For all of our family members, all of our relationships, all of our ancestors, and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension. For all hurts or wrongs around our supply. For all the times there wasn't enough. For the times we struggled to survive. For all hardship, famine, and adversity, and all that we made it mean about life, people, and you, Creator. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. For all times we were out of integrity with money, lied, cheated, or stole, and the times this was done to us. For all times we disrespected or were out of integrity with the earth and the life of the earth, and for the times we took more than we needed. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. For all who represented God, all governments, parents, and authority figures. For the times they misused power, position, and authority. For the times they let us down. For all times we were oppressed, disrespected, and minimized, and times we did this to another. For all patterns of guilt, fear, shame, and unworthiness, and the times we felt we weren't enough. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. Creator, please help us see ourselves, each other, and all creation through your loving, effulgent, and abundant vision for the highest good always. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. So breathing deeply, taking that in. And just there's such a powerful message here for you. It's like it's energetic and like I'm translating it into words. And it's so big. It's like a scream, but it's not a scream. Like just a confirmation, like an absolute total confirmation. It's like a non-negotiable, it's like a non-debatable that you can have the abundance that you choose. Abraham Hicks says, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. It's like, that's what it feels like. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. Now the onus is on you. Are you going to choose? It's your choice. Are you going to say, I'm ready, I'm done with living in lack and scarcity and fear and survival. I am going to make a conscious choice now. And if you have hesitation, that's understandable and okay. The question then becomes, if not now, when? How much longer are you willing to re-experience the past? Because if you don't change anything, nothing's going to change. And if you want like true expansion, abundance, awakening, like this card that was here for you, the awakening card, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, it's going to take you doing the uncomfortable and getting uncomfortable. But it's not about things happening outside of you. It's up to you, which is great. And it shifts you from feeling a victim to your past, to your circumstances, to your job, to your boss, to being an owner and a creator. And that's the biggest, most powerful shift you can make in your life about anything. Going from victim to owner. So we're going to end here. If you want a 2024 holiday card pulled for you, send me a private message. If you did enter the giveaway I did last week in the live, make sure you're already in my group, Natalie's Healing Circle, because the winner will only be announced there, because connecting in private messages and insight timer is not always possible if we're not like friends, and it's confusing. So join there. Stay tuned for the winner announcement soon. If you want to reach out and ask about the group program coming up in March about overcoming your underearning and having the space and the guidance, reach out. I've got lots of things on offer, lots of things coming up. And also too, with my hypnotherapy, it's like it's inner child reprogramming plus abundance reprogramming. And it's really powerful. Marissa Peer, if you know her, she's like the queen of hypnosis. So I've received training, and yeah, so it's her method. So it's very powerful. So all that yummy good stuff. So please join in for There's Nothing Wrong with You, the book listening session, Friday morning in the West, Friday evening in the East. And I will also be scheduling Saturday Night Live for this weekend. And then next week, I am off to Sri Lanka, so that will be exciting, and I'll be joining you from there as I do. So thank you for joining. Much love. Namaste. See you soon.